Today, we're talking about an insect you probably know and love, the monarch butterfly. But this isn't just about a beautiful creature. It's about a true cultural icon that's facing a silent but absolutely devastating crisis. So let's get right into it. Everything really starts with a simple, kind of strange question. How could something that most of us think of as a nuisance, something we actively pull out of our gardens, how could that same plant actually be the one and only thing that can save an entire species from disappearing forever? It sounds impossible, right? Well, that's the mystery we're unpacking today. To really get it, we first have to understand just how serious this is. The monarch isn't just in trouble, it's in a complete freefall. The monarch is a true biological marvel. Think about it. Every single year, millions of them fly on this epic journey, the longest of any insect on the planet, all the way from Canada down to a very specific forest in Mexico. It's incredible. And that journey makes them what we call an indicator species. Like the canary in the coal mine for the health of our entire environment. And right now, that canary is screaming. In just the last 20 years, the eastern monarch population, that's the one that makes that incredible trip to Mexico, has plummeted by more than 80%. Just let that sink in for a second. That means 4 out of every 5 have simply vanished. And if you think that sounds bad, for the western monarchs, the ones that spend their winters in California, the story is even worse. It is a staggering, catastrophic decline of over 95%. We are literally watching a species collapse in real time. So what on earth is going on? Well, the answer is actually surprisingly simple, and it all comes down to one single plant that for the monarch means absolutely everything. To understand the monarch's problem, you have to know what a host plant is. It's not just a plant the butterfly likes, no. It is the only place it can lay its eggs, and it is the only food its babies, the caterpillars, can eat. It's the nursery and the kitchen all rolled into one. And for the monarch butterfly, there is only one host plant on the entire planet, milkweed. It's that simple. No milkweed, no monarch caterpillars. No caterpillars, no monarch butterflies. Period. There are absolutely 0 exceptions to this rule. And this right here, this slide just lays it out perfectly. This is the core of the problem. On one side, you have how many of us see it. Milkweed is just a weed, something to pull out. But on the other side is the monarch's reality. This plant is the only source of life for its children. A simple misunderstanding, even just in its name, has led to it being wiped out from our landscapes. So you see, it's not just one thing. It's really a death by 1,000 cuts. You've got massive habitat loss, you've got pesticides being used everywhere, and you've got well-meaning gardeners and maintenance crews who just don't know they're mowing down the one thing this butterfly needs to survive. But here's where the story takes a turn. Because this isn't just about decline. It's about defiance. It's about how a powerful, inspiring solution started to grow in one of the most unlikely places you could imagine. Right in the middle of the concrete jungle of northern Manhattan, a little rebellion began. A few people started guerrilla gardening, basically finding forgotten patches of dirt in parks and along fences and secretly planting milkweed. This was the humble beginning of what would become the Inwood Butterfly Sanctuary. But it wasn't easy. Not at all. This quote here really captures the frustration. Someone saw a city worker about to mow down a huge patch of milkweed and begged him to stop, explaining it was full of monarch eggs and caterpillars. The plea was completely ignored, and the entire monarch nursery was destroyed in minutes. It just shows how badly education was needed. So out of that frustration, a really clear and brilliant strategy was born. Step 1, protect what's already there. Just put up simple signs, let people know what it is. Step 2, plant more, create new safe spots. And step 3, maybe the most important of all, talk to people. Educate everyone about why this so-called weed is actually a lifeline. And pretty quickly, this project became about so much more than just planting flowers. It became about planting seeds of change in the next generation. This sanctuary literally became a living classroom. They teamed up with local schools, giving kids a chance to get their hands dirty and learn about ecology firsthand. They weren't just reading about nature in a book. They were out there, doing it, and learning about teamwork and responsibility in a way that just sticks with you forever. And this is the most amazing part. The kids get to witness the entire miracle.
from a tiny little egg to a caterpillar to that beautiful chrysalis and then to a butterfly. I mean, they're not just growing plants, they are participating in growing life itself. That's a lesson you never forget.
And you know what? People started to notice. This small, local project started making big waves. It was featured on PBS, and it even won a huge honor, a 2024 Anthem Award. It's just incredible proof that a small group of passionate people can really truly create change that gets noticed on a national level. So, where does this all go from here? Well, the success in this one neighborhood sparked a much, much bigger vision, one that stretches far beyond a single park in New York City. The big picture goal is an initiative called Wings Without Borders. The idea is to create a whole chain of these safe havens, these little butterfly rest stops, all along that massive migration route. Just imagine a protected pathway of milkweed stretching thousands of miles, from Canada all the way to Mexico.
And that brings us to the number one thing to take away from all of this. The problem seems huge, but the most powerful solution is actually incredibly simple. We have to restore their habitat. Planting native milkweed, even in a tiny pot on your balcony or a corner of your yard, is the single most effective thing any of us can do.
So, we'll end with this thought. If a handful of neighbors in one of the biggest cities in the world can turn a forgotten patch of dirt into a vital lifeline for a species, it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? What amazing potential is hiding in a little patch of soil right in your own community?